Good morning, DMS. I'm Becca.
I'm Mary, and we're here to make your day a little bit better.
Oh, that looks really good.
Who are you talking to, Becca?
Oh, I'm on Zoom with Emmy. She's making cookies. Here's a pic.
Hi, it's Emmy. Did you know the chocolate chip cookie was invented in 1930? I didn't know that, but I know I love them. Let's go make another batch. The ingredients you need are vanilla, sugar, chocolate chips, baking soda, butter, eggs, salt, and flour. Preheat your oven to 350 degrees. Add 2 cups and 1/4 cup of flour into a bowl. Add 1 teaspoon of baking soda and 1/2 teaspoon of salt, and stir. Add 2.5 cups of sugar to 1 cup of butter. Add 2 teaspoons of vanilla. Add 2 eggs and stir. Add half of the flour mixture into the bowl and mix it together. Add the rest of the flour mixture into the bowl and stir. Add 2 cups of chocolate chips into the bowl and mix together. Scoop out 9 pieces of cookie dough and put it on a piece of parchment paper. Put them in the oven.
Oh, that looks good. I wonder how she made them.
Pull them out of the oven and let them cool for 5 minutes, and they're ready to eat.
Oh, that looks good. I wonder how she made them.
Those cookies are great. Hope you can make them at home.
What are you watching, Mary?
I'm watching a Facebook Live on the volleyball game.
I wonder how they're doing.
I think Addison is doing a segment on it. Oh, that looks good. Heads up, Addison.
Hey DMS, it's Addison, and today I'm here with some of the 8th grade players from our volleyball team here at DMS. This year it's a little different because of COVID, but that doesn't stop our team from being great. Why'd you choose to play volleyball, and what's your favorite part about playing the sport?
I chose to play the sport because my mom played it and I wanted to try it out. And my favorite part about playing volleyball is the competitiveness.
How many games have you guys had, and what's your favorite part about playing it?
This is our 13th game, and my favorite part is hitting.
How many years have you been playing volleyball?
I've been playing volleyball for 5 years.
Where can I find the DMS volleyball schedule?
You can find the volleyball schedule on the DMS website under athletic.
What position do you play?
The position I play is the libero.
Well, DMS, you heard it here. Have a great rest of your season, 8th grade volleyball team, and we're so proud of you. Bye, DMS.
Hey, Mary, have you heard about the new way to get to ISS?
Yeah, the one with the mask. Speaking of ISS, did it move?
Yeah, I think it did, but I wonder where.
Hey, Tommy, can you help us out here?
DMS, this is Tommy with the DMS broadcast. A lot has changed this year at DMS, and one of those big changes is ISS. We're going to be interviewing Miss Money today on those changes. So, Miss Money, how are you liking the new room this
I
year?
really like our new room. We're in the old broadcast studio, and it's a lot bigger than the former ISS room. So it's nice that during this time of coronavirus, we can have students in here and we're spread out more, which is nice. So that's a benefit of this bigger room. I'm liking it.
What do you think about the hybrid schedule this
So
year?
I think there are some challenges with the hybrid schedule for students and for teachers, just because there's a lack of, structure as far as being in school 5 days a week or being virtual 5 days a week. We're kind of up and down. Sometimes we're here, sometimes we're not. So that can be kind of challenging, but at the same time, it's allowing us to maintain social distance. So that's really good. And I think it's really good that we get to see students at least 2 days a week. And if we were all virtual, we wouldn't be able to have face-to-face with students at all. So it's nice to see everyone.
You teaching, or how long have you been at DMS?
I started at Discovery Middle School as the ISS teacher March 1st, actually last year in 2020, March 1st. It was right before we shut down for coronavirus. So I was here for like 9 days before we shut down. And then I was...
Before teaching?
Before I came to Discovery Middle School as the ISS instructor, I worked for the University of Science and Technology. They used to be called Missouri S&T. I was a recruiter, so I worked with high school seniors. And
Did you grow up in Liberty?
I grew up in Excelsior Springs, so about 10 miles from Liberty. My parents still own a flower shop in Excelsior Springs, and I graduated from back to Liberty within the past 10 years to be closer to my family and to raise my own family here.
Thanks for interviewing with me. This is Tommy signing off with the DMS
Hey,
broadcast.
Mary, I think our class is the best at causing kindness.
I think there is a class better than ours.
Well, how about we learn more about causing kindness?
Charlie Rudock here. Today we're going to be learning about cause kindness with our very own Mr. Scott. Why is it important we cause kindness at Discovery Middle School?
Well, I think that causing kindness is a lifelong trait that I think we all need to develop. And I think that as much as we focus on it here at Discovery Middle School, our hopes is that this becomes a habit that students will carry with them the rest of their life.
What's one way you show kindness, Mr. Scott?
Well, I try to greet students by their name. Anytime I'm walking down the hallway and I see a group of students, I always try to address them and greet them and ask them to have a good day.
What's one way we show kindness when we can't see some of our friends because of school?
Well, that's a good question, Charlie, and it's unfortunate that we all can't be in school at the same time, but I still think that we can show kindness even to those friends that are not with us, either through social media.
What's one way we show kindness when we have coronavirus around?
Well, let me give you some examples, Charlie. First of all, I think that now more than ever we need to stay positive and be kind just because of the stress that kids are feeling over this virus. Several times this year in the cafeteria there's been some students eating alone, and other students have come up to the supervisors asking if they could move tables just so that that person alone would have somebody to talk to.
Who came up with the idea of causing kindness at DMS?
Well, I believe it was the brainchild of Dr. Meese, our principal. Shortly after he came up with the idea that we would really promote causing kindness, Mrs. Deaver started a club called POP, which kind of expanded that causing kindness into a club.
Thank you, Mr. Scott, for all that useful information. And remember, DMS, cause kindness.
This COVID is a big issue.
How about we solve this problem by learning problem solving?
Wow, that was really bad.
I know.
My name's Cohen Smith. Here at DMS, we should all know that we have success habits. One is which problem solving. Hi, Dr. Meese. I know we have success habits.
Hello, this is Dr. Meese.
What should we know about problem solving?
So problem solving is being able to recognize a problem and then use strategies to solve it.
What can people do to become a better problem solver?
I think to become a better problem solver, a lot of it is just practice and trying to find a solution and using the resources that you have. And that is something that it's like anything else that you try to learn, practice, whether that's a musical instrument or athletics or in a play, whatever that is, it's always going to come down to practice and building that skill.
Why is it important to be a problem solver?
It's important to problem solve because it is a life skill that you will use all the time, whether it's at school or in life.
Tell me a time when you were a problem solver.
I think the best example that I can come of a time that I was a problem solver is when we were getting ready for school and we had to change the way that every classroom looked with seats facing forward and socially distanced between seats, having enough desks. And I definitely did a lot of problem solving to make that work so that we could be safe at DMS.
Thanks, Cohen. I hope you learn more about problem solving and sign off the DMS broadcast.
What are you doing, Mary?
I'm tying my shoes, of course.
Mary, why are you tying your shoes?
Because you have to tie your shoes to run.
No, Mary, I mean, why are you tying your shoes when you have no strings to tie? But now I'm kind of curious on how cross country has been doing this year.
Well, how about we run on over and see what they're up to?
Well, good morning, DMS. My name is Preston Lundgren, and today we're going to be doing an interview with Coach French, and we're going to be talking with her about a couple of questions of why she chose to coach cross country and how long she's been doing this. Let's go. All right. So the first question, Coach French, is how long have you been coaching cross country?
This is my 5th year coaching cross country at DMS. I coach the girls team with Coach Lind, and Coach Davis coaches the boys team.
Alright, second question is, why did you choose to coach cross country?
Coach cross country, well, I've coached a lot of sports, basketball, volleyball, track, and cross country, and I am happy to say that cross country is one of my favorite sports to coach. I get so much joy out of watching kids progress throughout the season because it's not an easy sport, and it's hard and it hurts sometimes, but to watch from where they start to where they finish in a season is really fun to watch, and to watch kids push themselves harder than they think they can go really shows the grit and determination that it takes to run cross country, and that's one of the reasons I love it. And also, the clock doesn't lie. Either you're fast enough to run or you're not, and it really pushes kids to do the best that they can when they're on the cross country course and to practice.
Alright, and the last question, Coach French, is who was the fastest cross country runner in the school?
Our fastest runners, well, we have a lot of incredible runners this season. Coach Davis and I and Coach Lynn were talking about how much fun it was to coach these kids. The season wasn't easy. It was really hot a lot of the days, and kids had to get to practice on days that they weren't even at school. But we had so much fun with them. They all gave everything they had. They said thank you after every practice when we ran them to death. And they were all just super, super sweet and awesome kids. Our top runners this year for the boys were Todd Yates. He was our fastest boy. And then Milana Montori was our fastest girl. They usually were our number one runners. But we had so many great boys and girls this season that would run A many times, or B runners that would run themselves onto A team, which was really fun to see. So I can't say enough amazing things about this season and how awesome our kids were. And if you are a 6th grader or 7th grader, you should really consider going out for cross country next year. It is one amazing sport.
Well, those were some really interesting answers, were they? Well, I guess that is all the time we have for this interview. Let's move on to the next kid and see what he has for this broadcast. This is Preston Lundgren signing off for the DMS broadcast.
I really don't like this COVID.
I don't think anyone does, Becca, but I'm sure glad we have good nurses and doctors to help us right now.
Speaking of which, I think one of our nurses got the SOAR award this year.
Really, that's awesome. I wish I could learn more about that.
You can actually. I think our broadcasters are doing a segment on it.
So then why are we still talking about it? Time to go learn more about the SOAR award.
Hi, I'm Cadence, and I'm here with one of the nurses at DMS. Her name is Miss Manus. If you don't know her, I'm going to ask her some questions about the SOAR award.
The SOAR award stands for Service Over and Above the Rest. There was an emergency situation at school, and I took charge in the emergency, and we had a really good outcome. Well, she thanked me for being there in the emergency situation, and she complimented how I kept my cool and gave directions to others, and ultimately saved her life, and we had a good outcome. Well, it's funny because on Wednesdays, Kim, my health aide, is not with me, and she just showed up, and I asked her what she was doing. She said she forgot something, which was a lie. She didn't forget anything. And then Dr. Meese poked his head in my office and said, "We need you in the office." And so I thought, oh my gosh, what? And walked in, and Dallas Ackerman and the superintendent, Dr. Tucker, were in the office with my boss, Kathy Ellermeyer, and I thought, oh no, what is going on? And there were a lot of people in there, and so then it kind of dawned on me what was going on, and they presented the award to me. Oh, it feels really good. I'd never won an award before, so it was pretty exciting, but it's nice to know that I'm here for students and I'm here for staff, and always willing to jump in and help out. But it's nice to be recognized for the work that we do.
Hi, I think we're done with this segment. If you have any questions, please email Miss Manus. You can find it on the DMS website. Thanks for watching. Have a fabulous day.
Hey Mary, could you believe being homeschooled and having your teacher as your parent?
I can't, but other kids did. You know, we have a few families in our school this year.
Really? I had no idea. I wonder who they are.
Me too. We need to find out, and by we, I mean just sitting here and watching the next segment.
I can do that. Over to you, Sean.
I'm Sean, and today I'm going to be interviewing teachers and their daughters or sons and asking how they feel about their kids going to the school they teach at, or how the kids feel about their mom or dad teaching at the school they go to. Having your kid go to the school you teach at.
Okay. Go. How do I like being at school with Mari? I'll tell you what, I love it. I got to be here with the boys all 3 years, which was fun. It's always kind of enjoyable riding to school together and kind of talking about the day. And I get to actually see her 7th hour. She's in my art class. And so I wondered how that would be, but she is a fan of art and does a pretty good job and doesn't get in too much trouble. So all in all, I would say it is so far a really enjoyable experience. I love seeing her during my day.
I love having my daughter here at school, except on days that she makes me late. I also have her in class, so that's been interesting. I do have a little bit of trouble not doing mom things when I see her in the hall, like telling her to tie her shoe or, telling her to be quiet. But it is really fun to get to see her, just what she's like in her element, and to see her and be able to meet her new friends and that kind of thing.
Is it having your parents at your school?
But overall, I think it's pretty cool to go to school with her, just because I can see what she's doing, and then I can do my own thing at the same time.
What is your favorite part about having your mom in school?
My favorite part is probably getting out of every single class and seeing her wonderful happy face smiling at all the other students. I just love seeing her face every day in the hallway and being in her class.
Do you ever feel embarrassed by your mom or dad?
1, 2, 3, go.
Going to school with my mom is a little weird because you get there way earlier and nobody's really there, but then it's also weird because you're in her class. But I don't really see her too much because I'm not over there for that long, so. Yeah.
Well, that was fun. Hopefully I see you guys again, and it must be crazy to have your parent or son or daughter go to the school that you teach at or the school that you go to. And bye.
Well, Mary, sadly we've run out of time.
Wait, does that mean the broadcast is over?
Yes, Mary, it means we need to go.
I don't want the broadcast to end.
Mary, the sooner this one ends, the quicker we can get to work on our next broadcast.
Really? Okay. DMS, this is Mary.
And Becca, signing out for another yet great broadcast. Hope you tune in next time for the DMS broadcast. Have a wonderful day, DMS.